All right, welcome to episode 4 of Mindchat. With me, as always, is Rob Newbury.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm Colin Gallagher, and this week we've got SAS Crafter 02,
And
licensed
I'm
licensed to build.
licensed to build. I'm Shaun Kirkwood, and I ed tech coach at Singapore American School.
All right, so this week we're going to kind of center our discussion around iPads and younger children and how you actually um, play around with Minecraft on iPads. Right now we're in a server here, one of my student servers. He asked for a server a few weeks ago for his grade 5 exhibition, PYP exhibition, with world edit on it. So I gave it to him and said, there you go. So this is the first time I've gone into this world in a few weeks. He's meant to do it on, his whole exhibition is about migration, and I think he wanted to make like a Marina Bay Sands thing, which you'll see inside with kind of slums beside it. So I don't know where he's going with it. I'm going to have a chat with him tomorrow and see how he's going to present this. But anyway. So Shaun, we wanted you on board for this week's chat. We'll take a walk inside here.
Literally on board.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, we wanted you on board this week to talk about using iPads with Minecraft, because I only played Minecraft for the first time on an iPad a few weeks ago, and I did not like it, and it was very hard to use. So I think we'll start off the conversation with you just saying logistically how you're set up, how many iPads you have, who you use them with, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we're really just using Minecraft as an after-school activity, and I have 10 students in the after-school activity. The iPads work really well, particularly for the younger kids, because the controls are quite simple, and there's not you don't have to teach them too much. They just basically use a little D-pad on the screen, and they move around. So it's really simple to set up. One of the limitations is you can set up a server within the iPad itself. So one iPad hosts the game, and the other iPads join. The limitation being that you can only have 5 people in a world. So what I've done is set up 2 groups of 3 and 2 groups and a group of 4. And as we've moved along, we've been doing it for about 6 weeks. The kids now they change between internet in between wireless internet setups that we had to sort of jerry rig at school, and then they make their own games, and they're pretty self-sufficient. So it's really, I think for younger kids it's great, and for teachers it's pretty easy, so long as your network will allow either, if your network allows Bonjour, it's really easy. Otherwise, we've had to share internet connections and things like that. It's a little more fiddly, but overall a pretty simple process, and the kids love it. It's really great.
So what are they getting up to in the world? Do you give them any little small activities to start off with, or do you find that most of your students are well versed in Minecraft?
Yeah, they've all played before, and they've all played on their iPad before, so they already know how it works. We did have a beginning session where we just talked about how to build and those sort of things. There are a few kids who need some help with getting together with crafting, but the first couple of weeks we just played creative, and that was great. I have grade 1 and grade 2 kids in the after school activity, so they're somewhere between 6 and 8. And the younger kids have stayed playing creative. They like building things, and sharing their buildings with each other. And then the older kids have started playing survival, and they really they just enjoy the challenge of staying away from everything, and helping each other, giving each other tasks to go and mine for something or other. And I think that part of it is what I really enjoy seeing, is the kids just being able to communicate with each other, sometimes argue with each other, but eventually being able to build together and get things done as a little group. It's pretty amazing how that works.
Yeah. Rob, you have iPads with Minecraft on them at your school?
Yeah, we do. We have 20 iPads in early years, and for our CCA, our primary CCA, we had 77 kids sign up for it. I think I've mentioned that before. So, but what we ended up doing was we ended up getting the 4, 5s, and 6s. It's just primary, so year 4, 5, and 6 they use the laptops, and the year 3s use the iPads, and the year 3s have just been absolutely loving it. Like they don't feel like they need to connect to a larger server. They're happy to have these smaller groups, and yeah, it's going pretty good so far. We haven't had any problems with it at all.
We've
Sean, go ahead,
we've
Sean.
had the same thing with the numbers. The people that organise the after school activity approached me the other day to ask if next term we can run it 2 nights a week. So because she just had too many people apply. So I think definitely the demand is there. People want to play it. And the other thing that she mentioned to me was that a lot of parents had, or some parents had said to her that they didn't really want their kids playing computer games necessarily, but they were happy for them to play Minecraft. So I thought that was an interesting note from her.
Yeah, that is actually really interesting.
Yeah, differentiation between a computer game and Minecraft is kind of out on its own now.
Yeah.
As a little experience, a kind of a positive experience, teamwork. Maybe they see collaboration. A lot of.
Yep.
So do you see, Sean, that it can be like a training ground for digital citizenship for these young children?
Yeah, I think even even beyond just digital citizenship, just citizenship.
Right.
Like I see the kids, when they get killed by a creeper or whatever, and all their material belongings are lying on the ground. They get super angry when someone goes and takes them, and so, but they seem to generally sort those issues out themselves. It's really, I find the social aspect of it really interesting because the kids seem to be able to sort out their own problems when it comes to Minecraft and those sort of things, and they're sorting it out one-on-one in the room rather than online. So I think it's a nice blend. Maybe it's like puppets with young kids where they kind of, they have something else that they can focus on that takes away the tension of it being an individual conflict, for want of a better word.
Do you think, have you tried with the older grades yet? Minecraft?
No, I just predominantly work with the younger kids. So yeah, my experience is really just with 6, 7, and 8-year-olds at the moment.
Right. So what about managing the so you have a couple of like local servers on the iPads, so like you have a world with like maybe 4 or 5 kids in each world. Does that like cause any kind of, I don't know, oh, I want to be in that world instead of this world?
It's not too much of a problem. The only problems I've had really were, like I said earlier, our network doesn't deal with Bonjour, so we can't. You can't just set up a network using the corporate wireless. So what I've ended up having to do is to set up some basically sharing out the internet from a LAN cable, and then I've set up like small wireless networks that way. So if people are in that situation, that is one way they can kind of get around it. It's not perfect by any means, but it works, and it's getting us by. So the other thing is that I've kind of found that there are iPads that just are slow to set up a game. So there might be a particular iPad that you set up the server on that for some reason is just slow. And then what happens is it takes a long time for the other iPads to connect. And that can be just a bit of a problem with, like, the kids really want to get on and then they're kind of slowed down or stopped. And so in that case, I just start another iPad and another game and then take it from there.
Yeah, you got to kind of be flexible with all these servers. Yeah.
It's funny, what if I think about online applications, like, I mean, the first one I'll think of is maybe, say, Prezi, right? Or Bitstrips, or one of these sort of online things that we've had to do before. If we've been using it and if it's had problems or kids can't log in for some reason, or say if it's something that, it takes a maximum of 20 logins from one IP range and then it just thinks it's a DDoS attack, so it stops. The kids are usually, they're always, I mean, they're almost invariably saying things like, "Oh, I'm having a problem. I can't log in," or whatever. And they're very vocal about their discontent. But for Minecraft because they can just play single player. A worst
Yeah.
case scenario for them is like, okay, well, I can't connect to the server, but I can still play my own world, so I'm just going to do that, and it's not going to bother me at all. I never hear, like, we can run the whole CCA for the whole 45 minutes at lunch, and if the Wi-Fi was down, but the kids could play offline, I wouldn't
They'd
hear
be
a single
happy.
complaint. Yeah, they wouldn't have a
Yeah.
complaint at all. Not one.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's very cool.
I had an
Yeah.
interesting experience this morning. One of the students who's in year 6, they're doing their exhibition this morning. So I think just a way to break the tension, he turned on a Minecraft world and he started his own single player the other day with his sister, and they were playing in this land world or whatever. And he was so excited. He was like, "Oh my God, there's 2 Endermen!" And this kid's been playing Minecraft for about a year. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about the sort of the interest that never wanes. This kid was totally engrossed in the game, and he wanted me to join him. And he's like, "Oh, let's walk around." And then he's like, "Oh, there's some wolves. Help me get a bone. We'll tame these wolves." And like the level of interest that these kids have in this game, it doesn't seem to end. It just never ends.
Yeah, like even up to grade 8, it's just other games come and go, and they will go on to those games. But Minecraft seems to be the constant kind of appeal to them. It's as we said, it's the blank canvas, and it's the endless possibilities that the child can do, or the teenager can do.
I think too with the younger kids, it's a good place where they have control over the whole situation, and I think particularly kids in kids of today, for want of a better word, they don't get to control very much at all.
Right.
Everything is planned out, and they can't necessarily make choices about what they do. Whereas in Minecraft, they control everything. And I think there's a certain aspect of that makes it really appealing too.
Mm-hmm.
The ownership is really important. It's the whole thing about the game is that they completely own everything they do.
Yeah. It's I have the same kind of thing with after school clubs as well in my school, that they do want to have Minecraft on multiple days during the week because of the attraction of it. Yeah. But I've never gone down as far as grade 1 and grade 2. If I had iPads, I probably would do that. So
that's awesome. Actually, I think it's really great that the kids are getting into it pretty young.
Yeah, we're going to try. We just purchased Minecraft Edu and 15 licenses, or 15 Minecraft accounts. So we're going to have a go.
Yeah.
with using on the computers, and we'll see how they go. I think a lot of the kids already they're already playing it online anyway. So
right.
I don't know that it'll be too much of a stretch. I think, but it'll be interesting to see how maybe certainly the younger kids how they cope. It'll be good.
Yeah, so we seem to talk about Minecraft Edu every time we have this podcast because that's pretty much the only option. So, but a lot of schools are using Minecraft Edu as a local server kind of option.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere on that cart, Rob.
Yeah, I just fell down.
So do you see yourself using that with the older grades, or no, you're going to be using it with grade 1 and grade 2, Shaun?
So we're myself and one other, James Shinge, who works at my school as well. We're kind of trialing it for the school at the moment. We're going to have a like an adult after school activity. So we're going to have some of the teachers come in, because lots of the teachers ask about Minecraft and what it is and how it works. So we're just going to have set aside an afternoon where it's just like teacher club, and people can come and drop in and have a go. And so we're kind of hoping that will maybe spread the joy a little bit more. And then we'd like to offer it for a day or two as an after school activity with certainly with the intermediate school, which is like for us is 3 to 5. And see how that goes. And that would be using online.
It's funny you said that, because last night we had our first teacher workshop for Minecraft.
Oh, excellent.
We it's like I think when I talk to teachers, they expect me to say Minecraft at some point, but I sent an email out and I just said, hey, just to primary teachers at the time, I said, is anybody interested in learning a bit more about Minecraft and figuring out what these kids are really doing with it and why they're playing it and how we can try to find some interesting applications for the classroom. And I had about a dozen teachers sign up. So yesterday we had about almost 12 teachers. I think it was 11 that showed up, and they even came after the PYP exhibition. So some of the teachers who had been doing it all day, they still found the time to come and we got everybody in the server, and then people started building. And it was funny because I'll give you an example. Let me just I'll give you an example right now. Actually, this is kind of like the first time the teacher. This is what we saw the first time a teacher um, got into the server. They were kind of standing. They made a hole in the ground, and then they were kind of stuck in the hole. Like it was kind of like this. They weren't sure where they were and how to get out of it. And then the next thing, it was this. They like some teachers were like, this is about as much as they built, and they were like, okay, yeah, I figured this out. So what we were saying was, okay, well, take a look at this, like what you've built, and then turn around and look at the student world behind you. And I was trying to be really nice about it. I mean, I wasn't insulting at all, and they all laughed, and they were like, that disconnect, not disconnect. What's the word? It's that disparity between what teachers know and can do at the time, right? I mean, it was never more obvious, right? Teachers are always afraid of technologies. Not afraid, but some teachers are like, oh, I don't know. I want to make sure it works perfectly because if it doesn't, then I'll look like a fool in my class, or the kids will laugh, or whatever it was. So to see them actually have that experience in the game was really important, and they all saw it. They turned around, they were looking, and a year 3 student whose parents were late to pick him up. He was waiting in the classroom, and we said, "Can you help out a couple of these teachers?" And he was walking around showing them how to do things, and he was like, "Oh no, you need to do this," and setting up their mouse for them and stuff.
It's
So
definitely one area that kids could just come in and just teach the entire
yeah,
class from step one.
yeah, PD by kids for teachers. I mean, it's
Yeah.
such a huge thing. Sean, I wanted to ask you a question. When you proposed it, did you have to go through any kind of process to do it? Did you have to pitch it to admin? Did you have to get them on board or do a presentation or anything like that?
I talked to our director of technology, and I'd I'd mentioned talking to you both in Hong Kong, and just had said that I'm not really sure that it's going to fit into our curriculum necessarily. I'm just realistically not quite sure it will fit into our curriculum. However, I said to him, I said, lots of people are using it for lots of different things, and I really think it would be good to just see how it goes and have a play with it. And he was really he was really for it. So yeah, he said go forward, and so we just went forward from there, and we just kind of keep him up to date here and there on what's going on, and he drops into the computer room every now and then to ask what's happening.
hmm
But yeah, no, it was an easy sell, really.
Yeah.
There was nothing too difficult about it.
There's a couple of schools in the Google Plus community on Minecraft and education. I think one person posted that their school rejected the offer or rejected the proposal, which is kind of disheartening.
Sure.
And it's hard then to like you know why propose Minecraft? We've got so many we've got so many reasons, but if a school is kind of steadfast and in saying no to it, then
Yeah.
you
We already have athletics. What do you want with Minecraft?
but there's so many worlds to show them and so many stories from teachers. That's I think hopefully this vodcast will kind of will give you some ammunition to show your admin if your admin are giving you a hard time about, hey, you just
Sorry.
I love the authenticity of this kind of pirate ship or whatever
Yeah, it's
with
awesome.
the arrows coming out. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I don't know if you saw just the kid who made the fully working printer in Minecraft during the
Oh,
week.
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Is that the color printer?
Yeah, they just I don't know, with circuitry and colored wool, he opens up a big chest and he does a diagram and he closes the chest and it prints out. It's unbelievable. I'll put a link in the description of the video, but I'll try to get him on the show. I don't know how old he is, but he sounds very young, so
Yeah.
I might have to get parental permission for that. But he's such a and he he releases a video every week. He's just so creative. We did something today where there was a row of boxes and you press something in your character is able to jump high in the sky, or then there was one where you pressed the button and it went blindness and you could only see a few blocks in front of you.
Yeah.
This kid is just amazing.
These
So,
are these new command blocks that all the kids are playing around with now.
mm,
I was talking to the guys who are doing that Mario craft, that they're building the Super Mario 64 world in
right.
Minecraft, you know,
Yeah.
and they you know, they're young guys, you know, like 18, 17, 22, like young guys who are doing this entire world, and it's taken them hours and hours and hours to build it. But what's amazing is how they're using so much of the technology. Like I could see it inside this world that you just had, these command blocks where they you know, you step on something and it does a different thing, and
Mm,
the electronics that you can actually create with it, it boggles the mind. It
yeah.
just, you know, I just don't have the time for that. There's not just have the time for it, but if I was going to make the time, I would ask a student. I would just
Right,
ask a young
right.
person. I'd be like, show me how to do it, because I'm not going to just like, yeah.
And it's probably the students like that who do all this amazing stuff that should be coercing all these schools that don't want to have Minecraft into introducing it, because I think just the skills that they learn from it with the programming, and it just gets into a whole deeper realm that we never get into. Basically, I think these kids know what they're up to for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up there, Sean. That was great because I've never talked to anybody using Minecraft on iPads in school, so that's actually very useful little session we've just had there.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, and maybe when you get your Minecraft EDU server up and running, we might pop in and see what your
Yeah, that'd
students
be
are up
great.
to.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, and until next episode, everybody, see you later.